Okay, guys, so here we are. So this case study is actually exactly what I did. So this is exactly where I started, how I first got into the group training aspect, and where I built things out from. So what I'm going to go through is not a pie in the sky idea. It's not a hypothetical. It's exactly the step-by-step measure I did. And to go from 0 to 5 grand a month, you can do this in just 3 months, maybe a little bit quicker, but I'm going to show you the different levels. Even if you have no gym, so you've got nowhere to work out of at the minute, you have no experience, you're brand new to personal training, you can still do this and have no money, only while working 6 to 10 hours a week. And I know this is all going to sound a little bit crazy at the minute. So some of the things we're going to talk about over the course of the program is breaking of beliefs. And hopefully by the time we've gotten to the end of this, you're going to really understand that this is not impossible. This is not crazy numbers. It's just you haven't seen it done yet, so you don't fully understand what is possible. So hopefully that all comes across on this. Okay. So as I said, it's not a hypothetical. So it's exactly what I did. I'm going to take you step by step through everything, starting from scratch. I had no gym, and I had no experience. If you watched the previous video, I had no experience. I had no clients, no contacts, nothing. There was no advantage given to me here whatsoever. I had no money. There was just absolutely nothing. This was all absolutely from scratch, which the beauty means anybody can do this. And that is kind of sort of the benefit of it. So the overall format, okay, so it's group personal training that we're going to start to running. So rather than doing one-to-one personal training, we're going to go into group personal training. It is one niche or one avatar. So what that means is one type of person. You're not going to be like, yes, we're going to take men, women, children, whether they're 80, 18, whether they want to put on weight, lose weight. We're going to have to pick one avatar. For us, this was men over 30. That was what we were looking at. It's 3 group sessions a week. So 3 group personal training sessions a week. We did all their nutrition for them and we provided accountability. So this was the basic stuff. I tracked their attendance and tracked their results at the gym. So very, very basic stuff, but that is sort of the format that we ran everything through. So the first problem a lot of people have is, right, okay, well, where do I find somewhere to actually do this training? So this is what we did, and this is what I recommend. This will still work today, is to contact your local martial arts gyms. The reason being is very, very few of them operate in a morning. A lot of them have sessions throughout the day or on an evening, but in the morning they sit empty. And these are very small business owners who have big overheads. They're paying for rent for a gym that's closed. If you go up to them and say, look, I would like to rent your gym for £500 a month, or even just a pay-as-you-go system to begin with, most of them will jump at that opportunity. Like their rent is maybe somewhere between £1,000 and £2,000 a month. If you come and say, I'll pay you 500, it could be a half or a quarter of their entire rent. They're going to be like, yeah, you can definitely come in and do that. And it's no skin off their teeth. You've got somewhere that's nice, it's dry, it's warm, it's not an outdoor boot camp, and it's somewhere that you can start to train your clients. So it does work really well. So this is exactly what we did. So we're actually a bit more on the gym. So ours was an 800 square foot unit. So it's really small, the one we did to begin with. There weren't a lot of sort of people that are in there. It was down a back alley. It was dark. It was difficult for people to find. It was really not an ideal or a perfect location at all. So that is where we actually started all of this from there. So this is where you should be looking to get to begin with. So your first goal is to open up a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. We did between 6 and 8. So we actually did half an hour sessions. So we did 6, 6:30, 7, 7:30 were our 4 time slots. And it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So all in all, it was 6 hours of coaching. That was everything. That was sort of my entire sort of commitment to being in the gym and coaching. So that's what we did. We had 8 guys in every session. Like I said, it's an 800 square foot unit. General rule of thumb, I tend to go with like 1 person per 100 square foot that the unit is. Gives a rough estimate. So we had 8. And our particular target market was busy professional men who didn't have the usual time to train and wanted to lose weight. So the 30-minute session, so a lot of people said, oh, God, 30 minutes. These guys jumped at the opportunity. Like, these are guys who have no time. And I was like, look, our workouts are so effective. You come down, and it's going to take you half an hour. And that is all that you're going to need. So that was sort of a big part of this, was the fact that it was only half an hour. It was actually benefit, not a negative. And to this day, we still do half-hour sessions. It's something we've continued with. So you do not need to be doing 45 or an hour. You can do half an hour as your time slots. And then what you're going to do is you're going to create a front end and a back end to your program. So what that means, the front end is that initial offer, is how you bring clients in. It's like a transformation challenge. So for us, we did was a 6-week transformation challenge. We called it, I think it was ripped in 6 weeks. We've called it lean in 6 weeks. We've called it lots of different stuff, but that is what we did. And we went big. Our first promotion we put out, we said, right, if you don't lose a stone in that 6 weeks, you get double your money back. Like, it was £199 for that program. So I was saying, look, if you don't do it, I will pay you £400. Now that's a very enticing offer. So it was the fact that we were new We didn't have a lot of people sort of on our books. We'd done some free training to get some testimonials, but nobody knew us. So we're like, right, we have to stand out here. We have to do something big. And so this is the offer that I went with. I had 0 people take me up on the offer, even though it didn't lose a stone. Unless you are awful, unless you do a really bad job, people aren't going to ask for their money back. But we put that out there. And from that, we then transitioned them into a 12-month contract, which was £99 a month thereafter. So that was how we did it. Brought them in a 6-week challenge, showed them the results we could give them, made them fall in love with the process and the service. And we then upsold them from there into a 12-month contract at £99 a month. This is kind of how we would look at everything. So we wanted to launch, or if we were to do this again, we would want to launch with about 30 clients. So that initial intake is normally sort of a little bit easy to sell, a bit bigger, it's new, it's shiny, everyone likes it. From there, you would add in an extra 20 clients a month. 50% of those would stay, and 5% would leave. So start with 30. At the end of that first month or that first lot of 6 weeks, you would have 15 of them because 50% would leave. You would add another 20 in. So of those 20, another 10 would stay. And you just do that month on month on month. Again, if you don't know how to do any of this yet, that's fine. That's what we're going to go through. I'm just talking you through exactly the process and how it looks. And these are the numbers that we target. 50% stay, 5% leave on a monthly basis, or 5% or less. We don't want 5% to leave, but 5% or less to leave on a monthly basis. And hopefully you can see this is kind of how it looks like. So the top one is exactly what I've just said. So you can see here, front end, 30, 20 each month, join. So it gives you the revenue that you'd have from that. Of those, how many you would then upsell? How many of them then leave? Obviously, the first couple of months, you're not going to have anybody leave because it's new. You haven't nobody's on a contract yet. And then that will then start to grow as time goes through. And then how many long-term clients you have here as you go. So you can see, by month 3, by month 4, you've got 20, 33, so on and so forth. Monthly payments. In terms of this, the recurring payments you're going to be getting. And then your total revenue. So you can see you start month 1 with £6,000 of revenue, and that then increases month on month on month as you go from there. Now, I know, again, some of you are going to be looking at that going, that is just unrealistic. Like, I'm at 0 clients. There's no way I'm getting 30 this month and then 20 the month. And then believe me, that is doable, but I understand your skepticism. So I've also put in one a little bit lower down, just again, show you almost like a worst case scenario. So what if you only brought in 15 and then 10? So at half of what we were talking about before. So you can still see here how quickly your sort of total revenue grows to a point that, by the end of the year, by the end of, 12 months, £6,500 is nothing to be sniffed at. That's, it's pretty good. So even an absolute worst case scenario, like, it's really, really good to begin with because your overheads are low. And that's something we'll come on to. I'll show you sort of the actual sort of ins and outs and everything sort of later on. If you don't want to take this to the next step, so that's just Monday, Wednesday, Friday we're talking about. So what we did was, after 3 months of doing this, we opened up Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays, and I hired a coach to come in alongside me. So they ran Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And what it meant was, if I wanted to take holiday, they would just cover my sessions as well. So it meant that we had this balance. It meant if I was ill, the sessions got covered. If something happened, the sessions got covered. It was still okay. And you could do this with 2 coaches. You could replace yourself at this point and just hire 2 coaches and, everything's honky-dory. But I would advise staying in at this stage. So that's what we did. Open up Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. Now, the Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays are never going to be as busy. They're always a little bit quieter. So what we've said here is, as an example, let's say you found a 1,000 square foot studio. Probably going to be able to do it with a martial arts gym. Most of them are that or bigger. So 10 clients per gym, the same ratio we were talking about before. You would have the 4 on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 3 on a Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Like I said, they are quieter, so we're talking just the 3. So that would give you a max capacity of 70 clients, which, if each of them were paying you £100 a month, that is £7,000 a month turnover business with very, very, very low overheads. So you're talking rent, £500 a month. Your member of staff, if you pay them well, £20 an hour, which is pretty well for the industry, your cost on them is only £400 a month. And then other outgoings, because we're going to keep everything really low and lean, you don't need big complex systems because we're not dealing with lots of clients. You're still front facing. All that is good. It means, there you go. It's a profit of just shy of £6,000 a month, which is the equivalent of 71,000 a year. I don't think we could do much better than that as a starting point, with very low overheads, very minimal risk. You're not tied into a lease, all of that sort of stuff from there. So here are the benefits. Like I said, so that's you doing 6 hours of coaching. That's it. You're in the gym 6 hours a week. There is very, very little admin work involved. Very little admin work involved in this. So you've got a few customer check-ins to do, not much. you will have a loyal and small client base because you're still in the gym a lot. You buy a lot of goodwill by just being in there. They understand it's a small business. They like that it's personal. So they're going to be very like fiercely loyal. If I'm honest, you have the ability to take holidays with cover. So the problem if you're just doing one-to-one person training is if you leave, your income drops. If you go on holiday, you make no income for that week. That's not the case with this. You've got no lease to commit to. You're not the one that's tied into a 5, 10, 15-year lease. You're just paying rent on a monthly basis. So, if you at some point you're like, nah, I don't want to do this anymore, you can do. No large staff. You've got one member of staff to manage, which is a lot easier. And like I said, small overheads. You haven't got big outgoings. You haven't got VAT to pay. You haven't got big complicated CRM systems or email systems or anything like that. So your actual outgoings are very, very small. So what next? So if you want to make this a reality, if this is something you want to go and do, what next? So the rest of this course of this sort of beginner section is I'm going to teach you exactly everything you need to actually go and make this a reality. So how to do the marketing and the adverts so that you can start bringing in cheap leads, so that you can start working towards this. How to convert those leads into sales easily, ethically, and then actually have them thank you for it afterwards. We're going to dispel a few myths about sales. We're going to, a lot of people that don't like selling, I'm going to flip that on its head. We're going to show you how to do this in the right way without it feeling sleazy, and then how to deliver that program. So if you're here with zero experience, you've not done any training, even that side of things might be a bit daunting. So I'm going to talk you through exactly how to actually deliver the sessions, how you structure the nutrition so it's not a big time suck on you, how we do the accountability, everything, so that you know step by step how to then start implementing this. So your job now is to go and watch the rest of these videos and then implement, test, and ask questions. I've done as much as I can do now with these videos. If you don't now go and implement, there's not a lot else I can do. You can learn as much as you like, but it's actually the implementation that is going to be the key to all of this from there. As always, any questions on any of this, please do message me. Please do ask, and I'll make sure that we get you all the help and support that you need. Okay, best of luck.